Have you ever wanted to make your own Tor site? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own dark web chat room and get it completely up and running with Python. Welcome back to another SC Programs video, guys. In this video, we're going to be making a chat room in Python using Flask. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to be on Tor. You'll be able to access it with any Tor browser. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a dark web chat room. This is a pretty cool project, so yeah, it's really simple. Alright, so to get started, we're going to make a new folder and open in Visual Studio. I just have mine called chat room tutorial, but you can name it whatever. Then we want to make our Python file. So we're going to do new file, Python file, and we're going to save this as main.py. Okay, first of all, we need to import some stuff, right? And our imports are going to be as followed. Alright, so these are things we're importing. We're importing Flask, Flask socket, datetime, and PyTZ. This is for time zones, this is for datetime, this is for messages, and this is for handling the actual website. If you get any errors, all you want to do is you want to do pip install and install the packages. And that should solve your errors. Make sure you do that in terminal as well. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to define our app. So app is going to equal Flask __ name, and then 2 more underscores, like so. Then we want to define sockets. We're going to do socket. Alright, so we've set up our app definition and our socket IO definition. Now what we want to do is we want to handle our default app route. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Flask basically manages websites. It gives your website a backend, and it's really cool to use, right? So we need to handle the default app route. And so yeah, we're going to do @app.route. We're going to pass through a slash, and then we're going to return the index.html file, like so. Now, we don't have an index.html file. Don't worry about that. We're going to add it later. But you want to do this for now. So basically what this means, when they open the domain, it's going to go to the index.html on like the default domain, right? Now, after this, we want to handle our messages, right? And to do that, we're going to use socket. And that's actually very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to do @socket.io.on do message. We'll make a new function called handle message, like so. And we need to set up some variables. And they're really simple, right? So these are the variables we're going to set up. Also, you want to make sure you're passing through data. So we're going to pass through our data, and then we're going to set username to equal the username from the data, and so for the messaging color. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to set timestamp, right? If you want to know when they sent the message. Now, this is actually very simple, and you can do it like so. Alright, so this is how you set a timestamp. What we're doing is we're calling datetime.now, and this gets the server time, right? So the time of the server right now. We convert to UTC because you need to anonymize it, right? It's very bad OPSEC if you just do the current time. And we want to format it like this, right? So I'm doing month, day, hour, minute, and as. And yeah, so after that, all we want to do is we want to send the message. And that's actually pretty simple as well. So to send the message, we want to do as follows. Send, I'm going to pass through the username, the message, and the color. So there's a timestamp. And we also want to broadcast it, right? Because basically how the chat room works is we're not saving any messages. So you will only receive what you get when you're connected, or while you're connected, I should say. Alright, and we're almost done with the Python file. Finally, all we want to do is if name equals _main. This is basically just making a main function. Like if you use C++, you should know like int main. This is basically equivalent, right? But we're going to do socket io.run app host equals 0.0.0. Now you're probably thinking, why is this on a private network? Because basically when we go to configure our Tor site, we're going to point it towards our local network. They recommend to do this on the Tor website. Like it's better OPSEC, it's one less step, right? Then we're going to do port equals 80. This is because most people just have port 80 already opened. And then we're going to do debug equals true. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our index.html file. So we're going to do index.html. And this is actually very simple. So all we're going to do is we're going to do doc type HTML. Then we're going to do HTML followed by our head. Alright, cool. Now we want to set a title for our website. You can name whatever. I'm going to do tutorial chat room. Pretty cool, right? Then we want to include some third-party libraries. We're going to do script, and we're going to do, go back here and you want to do src equals, and these are the scripts we're going to import. So we're going to do this one first, and the second script we're going to import is this one. And these basically just help handle the messages, right? Once we've done this, we want to have a style. Now after this, we want to set our style, and we can do that like so. If you wanted to, you could have an external style sheet, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to do it in a style brackets. So all we're going to do is body, and we're going to set our font family, and we're going to do Arial. Okay, cool. This is going to be the default font I'm going to use. Then I want to set a background color for our website. So I might do like, let's do RGB, I don't know, 25. Actually, let's do 45, 45, 45. If you want, you can like use a color picker. I think it's kind of nice. Cool. Then after that, we want to set the default color for our text. We're just going to do white, like so. Cool. Now after this, we're gonna need to style our chat, right? So to do that, we're gonna do chat. Now the reason we're doing a hashtag is because this is gonna be a class, right? Or an ID, sorry. So yeah, so the reason we're doing a hashtag is because this is gonna be an ID for our chat. So yeah, so we only want to apply with things with the ID chat. Then after that, we're gonna do chat li. This is because for our chat list, we're gonna style it differently. It's pretty simple. All we're gonna do is padding. Alright, so these are the following things we're gonna do. We're just basically putting a margin, changing the background color of the chat so it stands out more, and we're just putting a nice little radius. And then we're just putting a nice little border around it. After this, we're gonna want to style our message box, right? So we're gonna do message, and this is pretty simple. We're gonna do the following styles. Alright, these are the styles we're gonna do. We're just giving it a little padding from the top. We're setting an inline block display, and we're giving it. Alright, so all we're doing is we're giving it a 20 pixel margin at the top, putting it in inline block display, and we're giving it 5 pixels worth of padding. Cool. Now we want to do the following style for our input and button. Because we want them to be the same style, we can put a comma here, and these are going to be applied to them, right? So they're both going to have a padding of 10 pixels, no border. But the thing we do want to change, we want to change the color of them, right? So to do that, it's pretty simple. We're just going to do the following. Okay. So basically all we're doing is changing the background color of the inputs, and we're giving the button a nice green color, right? So it looks a bit different. And now we're almost done for styling. All we want to do is we want to add a color picker, and we can do that like so. Alright, so this is going to be our color picker style. So we're going to set the width to 20 pixels, height to 20 pixels. It's going to be like a 20 pixel square. It's going to have a small outline, which is white, which is 2 pixels big. And yeah, we just want to modify the margin and the padding. After this, we want to set a title box, right? Alright, and finally, we're just going to style the title box. So we're just going to give it the relative position at 10 pixel padding. And that's pretty much it for styles. Now we want to come down underneath the head, and we want to put a body. Alright, cool. Now we want to set a div for the title box. You can do that, so it's div class equals title. Then we want to set our h1. So this is going to be the title of our website. Now you can name this whatever you want. I'm going to do like tutorial chat room. And then you can set like a little slogan, right? So you might do like, let's see, programs, like so, right? Pretty cool. After that, we're going to make another div. Actually, no. We're going to make a URL, and the ID is going to be equal to chat, and we're just going to leave that so, right? It's an empty list. We're going to add messages to this list once they come through, obviously. But for now, we're just going to leave it as so. After this, what we're going to do is we're going to set out a message box, right? So we're going to do a new div, and the class is going to be, and the ID is going to be equal to message box. Message box. And then for the message box, we want to have the following. Alright, so this is what we need for our message box. Basically, we're having an input for the username that they can put whatever they want. They can choose their message, obviously, and then they can choose the color of the username, and then there's a button for them to send the message. Pretty cool. Alright, after this, we're going to need to do a script. This is basically going to send the message request, right? It's a little bit of basic JavaScript. It's nothing too complex. But yeah, to get started, what we're going to do. Alright, this is the JavaScript we need. It is a bit long. Maybe not too basic, but yeah. Basically, it's a function. Alright, we're defining socket. Okay, so basically when we receive the message, it's going to do this. And then we have a send message function, which takes the pass-throughs from the color picker and message box, etc., and sends them. It also gives a nice little alert that if you haven't filled them in, you get like an error. And then we just want to send the message once we do it. I'm going to have this in the description because it is this isn't really a JavaScript tutorial, but yeah, this will be in the description. Just paste it, honestly. But yeah, once we've done that, we should have our site ready. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to main.py. Now, if we press start. Okay, so I actually found out what the error was. It's very dumb. Basically, you want to come here, you're going to make a new folder, and you want to call it templates. And you just want to drag index or HTML into that. Alright, now we're going to run this again. Cool. Okay, so if we go back here, and you can either type localhost, but I'm just going to paste this. Cool. Now we have our chat room here, right? So we can test this. We might do like, my name, and like, hello world. And we can set a color, right? So I might do green. Send. Oh, these clear. So we might do like, I know, I might pretend there's another person. I'm a bit schizo, but yeah, they can be blue. And when they send, cool. As you can see, it's all working, but the problem is it's only available on our local host, right? Like this is our local host IP. This is not public, but we want to make it public, right? And we're going to do that through Tor. So the next step's pretty simple. All you want to do is you want to go to your desktop and you want to find your Tor browser folder. Okay, so wherever Tor is located, like where the shortcut is, you should find it. You should be able to find it. And then you want to go to the browser folder, and then you want to go to Tor browser, data, Tor, and then see this Tor RC file. You want to right click it, and press edit. Okay, once you're here, you want to paste the following lines. Basically, you want to do hidden service directory, And then we want to paste the directory to where we're going to put our new folder. So I'm going to make a folder at this directory. You can make whatever you want, but it's going to be called hidden_service. Then after this, we're going to set the port for it. Right? So we're going to do hidden service port. We're going to do port 80 because if you remember, that's when we had open. Then we want to paste our default IP, which is 127.0.0.1 and semicolon 80. Then what we want to do is we want to go back to the browser folder. Alright, once we're in the browser folder, we want to press new folder and we're going to name it hidden_service, like so. And basically, that's pretty much done. So you want to make sure the website's still running, which we can see it's still on. So all you want to do is you want to go to back here, back, and we want to start Tor. And then we want to press connect. And then while this is connecting, we just gotta wait a bit. Okay, cool, it's connected. So if we go back to the browser folder, in our hidden service folder, we should see these. Don't share your secret key, otherwise anyone has access to your domain. But what we want to do is we want to press edit with Notepad++, and then this is our domain, right? So if I just copy, paste it, you should see that we're able to access it through Tor. I'm actually gonna bring up this here so you can see it working. Alright, there we go, it's loaded. One thing to make note is you can't have JavaScript disabled. You gotta have it on. A lot of Tor things will make you turn it off. Make sure it's on. But look, if we test, we could do like Tor client. We might do like purple because that's the Tor color. I from Tor. We press send. There we go. We can see it. Now you might notice this guy doesn't have these messages, and that's simply because he just joined, and we're not saving any messages, right? So you can do I thought and you can see that the chat room's working. So yeah, this is pretty cool, right? Alright, and that's kind of going to be it for this tutorial. It's getting kind of long, but yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. If you didn't, subscribe, and yeah.